Welcome back to the Kevin Will Kick You YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about a blockbuster trade that happened in Major League Baseball today, as the New York Mets have traded outfielder and career Met Brandon Nimmo to the Texas Rangers for second baseman Marcus Semien. It is a straight up trade, 1-for-1. There are no prospects involved, and it's a sad day. Like, from what I'm reading on Mets Twitter, a lot of people are sad. They've grown to really love Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo is just one of those cult players who everyone in the fan base loves, and he seems like a really nice guy. And he's been with the organization since 2011, and he's been in the bigs since 2016, so he's almost coming up on 10 years in Major League Baseball, and he's coming off a great season. He hit 262, 25 home runs, which was a career high, and 92 RBIs, and a 760 OPS. I mean, he did pretty well for the Mets, and he's getting older. He's no longer a center fielder. He's now a left fielder. It was apparently just really a salary dump, if anything. The Mets get Marcus Semien. He plays 3 less seasons on his contract. He has 3 less years on his contract. And Brandon Nimmo has more money and more years, so they're going to be saving money. Although, as of right now, there's no salary cap in baseball, so I don't know why you're worrying about saving money, especially when your owner is Steve Cohen, and he's known for just spending money out the ass every year, especially with a $300 million payroll last year. But Marcus Semien, not great offensively. 230 batting average, 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, and a 669 OPS. But he also won a Gold Glove last year. So that defense up the middle with him and Lindor is going to be great, and I'm going to be looking very forward to seeing those two turn double plays next year and for the next couple of years. But from a Mets fan perspective, look, I love Brandon Nimmo. I loved watching him play. I saw in 2022 uh, when he had the contract extension, I thought he was going to be a career Met. I thought there was a chance that maybe he might even get his name retired by the Mets and hung up in the rafters. Still might happen, but it probably won't. And he wanted to win a championship for the Mets, and he won't get the opportunity to do that. We all remember him, how he was crying after beating the Phillies in the NLDS, a very touching moment. And Brandon Nimmo is just someone that I didn't want to see go, and I understand the business of it. This is why fans are fans, and the front office are in the front office, because they're able to make these tough, emotionless decisions that will improve the team. Now, this does create an interesting dynamic for the Mets going forward, because now they have second base filled up, that leaves really just one spot for two players at third base. Maybe if Marcus Semien wasn't traded to the Mets, maybe you throw Brett Beatty at second. Maybe you have Luis Angel Acuna try and be an everyday second baseman. But now, I don't know what the future for Acuna is. Maybe he'll just be limited to a pinch runner late in the year. Maybe he'll get some late at bats in a game. I really don't see him being a defensive replacement when the guy that is going to be starting in front of him literally won a Gold Glove the year before. But then that puts Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos battling for third base. And I want to believe in Mark Vientos. We will always remember him for his 2024 historic postseason run where he turned into a right-handed Barry Bonds, and help us beat the Phillies in the NLDS, in that amazing OMG season that still brings me tears and chills to this day. But I mean, he kind of had a step back of a season last season, and if there's a chance that you get like Alex Bregman at third, I mean, there's no place for Mark Vientos, and maybe maybe this now this opens up a spot in the outfield in left. Maybe you go get Kyle Tucker, maybe you go get Cody Bellinger, and then maybe you throw, like I said, Alex Bregman at third. Then you have Bregman, Lindor, Simeon, and hopefully Alonso in that infield. That's a great infield. They brought back Tyrone Taylor on a 1-year, $3 million deal, which is fine. He's not a great bat, but he's made some amazing plays in defense last year, and he'll be a good defensive replacement. He's a good fourth outfielder. If he has to start playing every day, that's when the Mets are going to run into some problems. But I think that he's not going to be seeing as much playing time this season. So I'm okay with that move being made. But this can't be the only move that the Mets are going to make, and I don't think it's going to be. And I really think that if they're going to make a move for Marcus Semien, that means that they're okay with leaving 25 home runs and 92 RBIs out of the lineup because they're going to be replacing that with equal or more production. And having someone who's really good defensively and just okay with the bat means that they're not going to be playing around. They're going to have veteran players all over the field. And this could make a trade for Tarek Skubal even more possible. Now, I don't want to really trade for Tarek Skubal because he is going to be a free agent after next year anyway. So why would you trade for someone when you can just sign them the next year and you know that he's going to be going to a winning program or a team that's trying to win? And yeah, I can't say that the Mets are a winning organization. I'm glad I caught that because that would have been stupid for me to say. But a team that is trying to win and a team that can pay him more than any other team in baseball. And that's one of the things that gets me excited for not just this offseason, but for all of the off seasons because there is no superstar that is too big to dream about because the Mets literally signed Juan Soto last offseason. So there is no fish that is too big. There is no dream that is too far fetched. The Mets are going to be in for all of these conversations. And I think that the next order of business has to be locking up Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz. I would say that Edwin Diaz is more important because having a closer like that in the back end of your bullpen is invaluable. But I mean, now with them letting go of one hometown hero, one homegrown guy in Brandon Nimmo, if the Mets are able to put together a superstar lineup and have all these great players, 1 through 26 on their team, they have to be amazing because telling a fan base like the Mets fan base that they're going to be getting rid of Brandon Nimmo, the longest tenured Met on the team, and Pete Alonso, one of the most fan favorite players on the team, losing them both in the same offseason and possibly even losing Edwin Diaz. I don't even care what happens at that point. You can't have that. I don't want to go as far as to say that would be a failure, especially if they're able to bring in a lot of other great talent. But that's going to be a hard pill to swallow and a hard ticket to sell to Mets fans that you're just going to get rid of all of their favorite players. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks with the hot stove, with the owners' meetings coming up in December. This is, where all the big moves in Major League Baseball happen. So if there's going to be something that happens, especially Mets related, you know that I'm going to talk about it. So make sure you subscribe to the Kevin Blakicki YouTube channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about this. And I'll see you again next time.